debut. Ooh, nice. It's typically that second punch when guys lean. And all of a sudden, round 2, did he just knock him out? But that's what happens, man, when you go up against a guy who has 80 fights and you're making your debut. Boom. I'm just not sure how good he really is. You put a guy like with Andrew Tate with Jake Paul, I think Jake Paul gets it done fairly quickly. You know, Jake Paul goes high, low, low, high. He's been able to develop those 2-3 combinations. And if he can beat a guy like Anderson Silva, not convincingly like he did, then I think it'll be easy work with Andy Tate.
With speculation mounting as to who Jake Paul will step into the ring against next, former 2-division UFC champion Henry Cejudo has had his say on how he expects a potential fight for the YouTube star to go against kickboxing veteran Andrew Tate. Cobra has been competing in combat sports since 2007 and has managed to amass a reported 76 wins throughout 85 fights inside the kickboxing ring. During his time in the sport, he has earned 23 knockout wins and has also tested himself in mixed martial arts, winning 2 of his 3 bouts during his short career, while Jake has taken the boxing world by storm since dedicating his life to the sport back in 2020. While discussing the matchup, Cejudo insisted that despite Andrew Tate's extensive fighting experience, he believes Jake Paul would make easy work of the controversial millionaire. Khabib's coach shares conversation about leaving mixed martial arts entirely. American Kickboxing Academy head coach Javier Mendez was among the first to learn the news of Khabib Nurmagomedov's mixed martial arts leave. During a recent interview with Submission Radio, Mendez revealed what he and Nurmagomedov discussed when Nurmagomedov told his future plans. "There's really nothing I can say that's more important than family, so I'm with him 100% on what he wants to do." Mendez said, "Take a look."
I told him that, to just remember, you can always come back, if that's what you choose to do, and just your presence there in the corner, with us is a big push for the guys. So you don't have to train the guys. You can just show up fight night, but he at the present time, he's choosing to just stay at home and be with his family. And how can you fight that? Like, there's really nothing I can say that's more important than family. So, I'm with him 100% on what he wants to do.
Nurmagomedov will take time out of the public eye for the first time in years. When he retired from fighting, his presence in the sport was still widely felt by his fighting colleagues and some of the sport's leaders. Mendez is keeping the door open to Khabib eventually returning to cornering fighters, although it seems that the Eagle is confident in his decision to step back. Chael Sonnen believes there's a chance Islam Makhachev retires post-UFC 284. Former UFC star Chael Sonnen has questioned whether Khabib Nurmagomedov's reported mixed martial arts exit will impact lightweight champion Islam Makhachev. Recent reports revealed that the GOAT contender is planning to step away from his mixed martial arts duties, with the latest update noting that Khabib's departure will leave Makhachev without the Eagle in his corner at UFC 284 next month. During a recent video uploaded to his YouTube channel, Chael Sonnen gave his take on the timing of Khabib's decision, as well as the effect it may have on the reigning lightweight king. "I cannot realistically imagine a scenario where Islam, in his career, goes into a bigger match and your trainer, mentor and coach is not going to be training, mentoring, or coaching you. It feels like a big deal," Sonnen claimed. Take a look.
How much Islam needs Khabib? I know that Khabib needed his father. Again, that's a sensitive topic. I'm not trying to go too far down that road, but this was made public in front of us. And the way that Khabib dealt with that, whether we like it or not, we can look back. The story is the same, which is I have an obligation. I have already committed to something. I'm going to see that through. And as soon as I do, I'm done. Is that how Islam feels? Is Islam got an obligation? He's going to go out there and he's going to see it through. And when that match is over, it's big speculation by me. Hell of a speculation, but I'm just asking the question, right? I don't have answers to this. I got 2 different websites. One of them says that he's stepping away. One of them says he's done with the industry. They're vastly different, and when it's coming from somebody like Khabib, that means there is a decision. That decision is made. That decision is going to be stuck to.
Sean Strickland suggests Paulo Costa has shot himself in the foot. UFC middleweight contender Sean Strickland has commented on Paulo Costa's current contractual standoff with the UFC, claiming that the problem is of the Brazilian's own doing. In 2022, the UFC officially announced that former champion Robert Whittaker would be fighting in front of his home crowd opposite Paulo Costa. But after a period that saw Costa insist that the fight wasn't official and wouldn't be until he was offered an increased pay package, the bout collapsed. During a recent interview with Helling Esports, number 7 ranked contender Sean Strickland gave his take on Paulo Costa's recent grievances with the UFC. "I like Costa, but he's a he doesn't make weight. He's an idiot," Strickland said. Take a look.
I mean, here's the thing about Costa, and I like Costa, but he's also a fuckhead. He doesn't make weight. He's an idiot. So it's like, when you're a fuckhead and you go to the UFC and you say, hey, I want to do this, I almost fought Marvin Vettori on a fucking 2-day notice because fucking his bitch ass wouldn't make weight. So it's like, it's hard, man. When you don't do the right things, it's hard to get the right things back. But I don't fucking know, dude.
Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action.
Ariel Helwani claims Dana White isn't getting punished. Renowned mixed martial arts reporter Ariel Helwani has reacted to UFC President Dana White's recent media scrum surrounding the New Year's Eve altercation with his wife. For the first time since the interview he conducted alongside the emergence of the video, White addressed the incident publicly on Wednesday during a surprise appearance at UFC Vegas 67 Media Day. While Helwani respected the 53-year-old's decision to face reporters, the Canadian wasn't impressed with his self-assessment of any potential punishment.
To deal with it.
I appreciate the fact that he has to be introspective here, but just because you live with something, that doesn't mean that it's about, like, that's it, you could say that to any criminal then, like, oh, you're gonna have to live with the fact that you hit that person while drunk driving. No, you have to pay the consequences. You think everyone who, you know, drives drunk and gets into an accident feels good about it? No, they don't. And they'll be labeled as such for the rest of their life. There's still consequences.
Francis Ngannou's coach reveals the Predator's next opponent and potential timeline for Octagon return. There is a lot of excitement regarding Francis Ngannou's return to the Octagon. The reigning UFC heavyweight champion fought the last bout on his contract last January at UFC 270, when he defeated Ciryl Gane via unanimous decision to retain his title. While speaking to MMA Fighting, his coach Eric Nixick revealed the timeline for the Predator's return to the Octagon will also depend on his contract, saying, "I do know that they're shooting for March and that Jon Jones is the opponent. Everything else is out of my hands. Listen."
Yeah, I think it's almost 50-50, to be honest with you. When you're talking business and timeline, you know, I'm confident from what I saw from Francis a couple weeks ago that if we had to be ready for March, I think we can get him ready. But I think it is cutting it a little bit short just because he had to go back home and just renew his visa thing. And then obviously they still haven't announced anything yet with his contract or where they're at. So, I mean, I'm 50-50 for me. And I'm hoping, I'm pleasantly, you know, pulling for this thing, fingers crossed that we get this deal done. And if it's not March, maybe it's April or May or something like that. But I do know that they're shooting for March and Jon Jones is the opponent. So other than that, everything else is out of my hands. But if they tell me, hey, we're fighting March 4th, we'll have our guy ready, that's for sure.
Ngannou versus Jones has been a fantasy matchup that fans have wanted to see for years, especially when the former light heavyweight champion was teasing a move to heavyweight. Now that Bones has committed to the move and is ready to compete again, the fight could become a reality in the coming months. Ciryl Gane calls out Jon Jones for a fight in March 2023. Ciryl Gane is not happy with sitting around and waiting and is instead calling his shot. Gane tweeted out a challenge to former light heavyweight champion Jon Jones to meet him in the Octagon. With reigning heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou still not officially booked for a return, he is volunteering his services to welcome Bones to the division, writing, "Where you at, Johnny Bones? I'm free this March, Vegas. If Ngannou can't come to terms on a new deal with the UFC, Gane versus Bones would be the most logical fight to book." Jones would be competing against a technical striker and an opponent that moves very well for somebody his size. Would you like to see Ciryl Gane versus Jon Jones? Let us know in the comments. That's all for today's video. If you want to know the latest UFC news, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell, and click the like button so you don't miss any details about the upcoming fights. Thanks for watching. See you soon.